Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering puzzle genres called 5-cell puzzles and Double Choco puzzles. So both of these puzzles were featured on recent Puzzle Ramayana contest authored by me. So we'll be solving 6 puzzles today, and all of these 6 puzzles were used in the contest. I mean to say featured in the contest, right? And the main motive behind this video is that many people got stuck on both of these genres because they were higher pointers, and these 6 puzzles were summing up to 42 pointers, 42 points in the contest out of 100. So out of 22 puzzles, 6 puzzles were just 42 points, and other 16 puzzles were 52 points. So these 6 puzzles are very tough puzzles, and many other solvers actually got stuck in these genres. So I thought of covering a video on this one and showing the solve path on how what was the intended solve path for all of these puzzles, right? So before going to the puzzle, I would highly recommend you to please subscribe to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis, and if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, do let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it. And now coming back to these puzzles, so the first 3 puzzles will be solving are 5-cell puzzles. Very easy genre, the rules are quite easy. So you have to divide the grid into pentominos of 5 cells each in such a way that the numbers indicate the number of edges surrounded by it are a part of the pentomino. So for example, if you have 1 here, there will be only 1 edge surrounding the 1 out of the 4, and all the other cells will have to be part of the 1. Same way, if you have a 2 here, there will be exactly 2 cells, 2 edges surrounding the 2, right? So that is what the rule says, and no other restrictions on the shapes or anything. So very easy genre, but can be very tricky sometimes. And this is the first puzzle. The tricky thing in this first puzzle is that I wanted to make a pattern in the smaller puzzle so that people don't get stuck for long. So in this puzzle there is a pattern that is really very helpful in solving this puzzle, and the pattern here was the 1 and 1 diagonally adjacent to each other. So whenever you have such case in a 5-cell puzzle, the opposite cells for both the ones will have to be part of the 1. So you cannot have an edge here or here for the 1, because the moment you have that, this one gets standard, it can neither be part of the 1 or can neither be away from the 1, because if it is part of the 1 you will have still 2 edges towards the 1, and if it is away from the 1 pattern, it will still have 2 edges, right? So whatever be the case, when there are 2 ones diagonally adjacent to each other, the opposite cells for these 2's will be part of the 1. This is one of the excellent logic that you would see here. And another logic here was the 3-1 corner rule, right? In this case, the same logic applies here. Both of these opposite cells of the 1 will have to be part of the 1, because if both of these cells are part of the 1, 3 cannot be part of the 1, because then you won't have exactly 3 edges towards the 3, right? So these 2 cells will have to be part of the 1. So that was the main logic in this puzzle, and this way you can solve the puzzle now easily. So this cell cannot be part of the 3 now, or the 1, and this forms a different, this one I mean to say a region here. This one already got 1 edge, so this will be part of the 1, and that sums up the region here. This one needs to have 2 more cells. If at all you have 1 cell, this another cell, this would have to be possible. So this is the cell, at least it will come here, and this one will have this cell now, and this is a different region now. So this one is also done, this region is also done, this 2 is also done, and you complete this puzzle. Such an easy puzzle if at all you get the pattern here, right? So the 1 diagonal pattern was the most important pattern in this puzzle, right? Now we'll go with the second puzzle here. Before that, I'll just go with the original size of the grid, because I'm sorry with the alignment of the grid, because there are 6 puzzles and I just wanted to showcase the logic rather than aligning the puzzle, right? So 0 is the start here. Of course, an easy start to the puzzle. All the 5 cells are already marked for the 0. The another logic here is that 1 towards the edge. So whenever you have a case that 1 is towards the edge, you already have 1 edge to for the 1, and all the other orthogonal cells will have to be part of the 1. Easy, right? Done. So next logic is this one now this cell will have to be part of the 1, so all the cells will have to be used by the grid, right? So this is done, and okay, this 2, now this 3 cannot be part of the through, so it cannot be part of the 2 because you won't have 3 edges here, so it will be away from it. So this goes up, right, and this 2 will be taken by this 3 will be taken by this. Okay, that is done. Okay, if this cells are taken by the 3 here, you will have 2 edges for the 1, not possible, so it won't be taken by the 3, and the 1 is done with this, 2 is done with this 3 cannot be part of the 2, you won't have 2 edges, 3 edges exactly. Okay, this 2 will be part of the 1 because if not you will have 3 edges for the 2. Again done, this is done. This one would have to be part of the 2 or else you will have 2 edges for the 1. Okay. Okay, so sorry for the background noise, there is some again construction work going on here from past so many months, so extremely sorry for that. And again, so 1 and 1, the same logic that we saw earlier, right? And which means that, what else do we get here? Okay, so one of the other logic, if you see for this one, you need to have one of these cells, this cell or this cell, and for these 2 you need to have one more cell either in these 3 cells, right? So you need exactly 5 cells, which means both of these cannot be part of the, now you get an edge here, these cells will not be part of the 1, you'll have one cell here and one of these cells from here. Okay. Okay, so another logic here would be, okay, this both will not be, because one will take either this cell or this cell, so you will already have 5 cells here. And anything else that we can see here was, I also forgot, bad. Okay, these, okay, so I see that this 3 cannot be, I mean to say there will be a edge here, because what happens here is that this region gets stranded here, so not possible here, so we will go back and one of these 2 cells will be part of the 3, so you have a line here. And another piece of logic that I could see is, so if at all you have a line here, okay, so this 3 cannot be part of these this cell, because we know that from one of these ones, right? So one of from these ones, either this cell will be part of the 1 or this cell will be part of the 1, right? So I mean to say one of these cells will be for both the ones, right? So if this 3 is part of this cell, both of these regions cannot be part of the 3, and then you get a contradiction here. And another piece of logic is, okay, so what I see here is, if this comes down, this will come down, and okay, so one thing here is we can see is, right, this cell will be part of the 3, because then you won't have enough cells for this region, right? So which means this is a part of the 3, even this cell would have to be part, because again you won't have enough cells for this region, right? So which means this is part of the 1, this is part of the 1, this is part of the 1 now. That should be easy to complete the puzzle now. This is part of the 3, 1, 2, 2, and that should be easy to complete the puzzle, right? This cannot be part of the 2 because you will have 3 edges towards the 2, not possible. So this is part of the 2, and with that we complete this puzzle, right? Quite a tough one, but still possible, right? Now we'll go on with the third puzzle here, right? The third puzzle was quite a tougher puzzle. It was one of the highest pointer from the contest, And sorry, I got a call again. Another piece of logic in the 5 cells puzzle is when two ones are adjacent to each other, both of these will be part of the different regions. So if these both are part of the same region, you will have two more cells from these 3 cells and two more cells from these 3 cells for the one, and you will have 6 cells in total. Not possible. You can only have 5 cells in a region, right? So which means they are not part of the region, and then you can directly write other 4 cells to be part of the one. Okay, so I can do the same thing for all the other ones here. That was the start logic for all of these puzzles here, as you can see. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, we have done all of these. When two threes are adjacent to each other, both of these cannot be part of the same region. Again the same logic, because what happens here is you will close a loop here already. You will have only 2 cells in that region, right? So not possible. You will have a line in between when two threes are adjacent to each other, right? Now if you see here, this 3 cannot be part of the 1. You cannot have exactly number of edges you need required for the 3. This 2 will not be part of the 1 because only 1 cell is required in this ones region. Already have 4 cells fulfilled. You only need one more cell, and if 2 takes that cell, you will have 3 cells, 3 edges towards the 2 or surrounding the 2. So both of these, this will not be part, both of these won't be part, this won't be part, this won't be a part of the one region, right? And so this cell will be part of the one region. That is done. Again this cell will be part of the one region. This is done, right? These two will go this way, so this is done. Sorry, this one is already done now. 2 cannot be part of the 1, of course. Okay, another piece of logic is if let me show you that. Okay, this 2 will have these 3, so this is not part of it. This is down, this is done, and this one will take either this cell or this cell, not sure, and this is done. Okay, this 2 will have either this cell or this cell, so you already have 5 cells fulfilled, so this will be part of the region, and this cell will be part of the 1. Okay, so at now this point there is one logic that is really helpful, and if you see the top right part of the grid, you need to say count the number of cells, right? So it will be divisible by 5. All the regions, remaining cells including the part regions, will be divisible by 5. So you have 6 cells, 5 and 5, that is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 4 more, 25. So you exactly have 25 cells. So this 3 won't go this way, this 3 will go this way. Very good piece of logic, and which means now this cannot come down because you will close the region already with the 4 cells, right? So this will have to go this way, this is done, this way, because even if it goes down, it will get close and it will have to go one more cell further. So let us take that now, and this 2 will have one of these 3 cells, so 3 is not part of the 2 now. Okay, and if this 2 takes one more cell further, you will have 7 cells to form a region, not possible. So this 2 cannot be one more cell further, it will have to go up only, right? So 3 is done now, one more cell. Okay, it will have to again come down only, because if it goes towards the left, it will still have to come down. So whatever be the case, it will have to come down. And okay, this 3 cannot be part of the lower cell, because you won't have enough cells for the 3 to be fulfilled. You have only 4 cells, not possible. So you will have a line here, and this cell can go this way only, because if this cell goes this way, you will not have enough cells to form the region again. So at least it will go 3 cells here, 4 and 5 would be here, yeah, exactly. So which means this will have to be this way. No, I mean, yeah, and there is only one possible way for this 3 to form the region, and that is this way. So this is done, right, and this will be part of the same region. You have only 2 regions remaining, so, and with that we complete this bottom left and the top right now. Again, for the top right, if you see here, quite a difficult scenario here, the same scenario. This won't be part of the 3, because you won't have enough cells to form the 3, you will have only 4 cells again, right? So you will have a line here. Again, one more thing is, if you have a line here as well, the bottom part won't have enough cells for the 5 region. You will have one more cell here, and you have 2 more cells, and 4 cells are already in the 1 region. So you will have 1 cell extra remaining, which means this is part of the 1. Now if you see here, this is kind of a tricky logic at the top right. There are exactly 25 cells, and you will have 5 regions. You already have 1 region, 2 region, 3 region, 4 region, which are totally different and cannot merge. The 5th region will have to be this cell. This cell is not taking any of the regions. So this is one of the, these 2 cells are one of the part of the 5th region. And if you have a line here, one will get contradiction here. So this will be the line. Again, if you have a line here, this region will have only 4 cells, so you will have line here as well. And with that we complete this puzzle now. You have 5 cells for this region, 2 cells for this region, 3 cells for this region, 1 cell for this region, and 5 cells for this region. And with that we complete all our 5 cells puzzle with quite a difficult thing. These were difficult puzzles, but still solvable, right? And now let us go with the double choco puzzle. The first double choco puzzle, the rules of the double choco puzzles are, you have to divide the grid into regions of orthogonally connected cells, each containing a connected group of white cells and the gray cells, right? So if you have one here, this will be one of the regions with 1 white cell, 1 gray cell, because 1 is indicated here, right? Another part of the rule is that both the white cell and the gray cell region which are connected will have to be the same shape and same size. The orientation will be, I mean to say, it can have reflections, right? So rotation and reflections are allowed, but the shape and the size would have to be the same, and the numbers indicate the number of cells forming a region in that particular area. So if you have an 8 here, then 8 cells in the gray area will have to be exactly 8 cells forming the same 8 cells, same shape 8 cells in the white area orthogonally connected to the gray cell, right? So the number indicates number of the cells forming a group in the same color area, right? So with that we will start solving this puzzle. So if you see the 1 here, 1 is only this one, right? 6 would have to go up, 8 would have to come down at least these 2 cells, right? This cell, right? So this will have to be the 8 at least. It cannot be this way, so it will have to be 8 at least. And if you see here, this 8 takes area of 3 into 2 at least, right? So if this 3 by 3 area, out of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, at least it will take 2 by 3 area, at least 3 by 3 area or a 2 by 3 area. And the area possible in white cells can only be this area, right? It can only be possible in this area. Quite difficult to see that way, but if you see here, this cell cannot be part of the 6 now, because the moment it takes part of the 6, let us leave that logic here for now. Let us go on with the 8 area again, right? So this area will be part of the 8, at least these 6 cells. And now, which means for the 3 you will have only 3 cells remaining, and at least if you take these 4 cells, these 2 cells will be part of the 3, which means 3 cannot be a straight line, right? 3 cannot be a straight line now, and this one can either go up or come down, we are not sure of it. And now this 8, using these 6 cells, is it possible to have the 8 done? There's only one way possible, quite tricky to see, quite intuitive here at this point, but if you see here, 8 is possible only this way, using these 5 cells for the 8, and which means this cell will be taken by this, right? And now this is a block here, so you'll have a block here as well, and it will go 3 cells more ahead. And now we have done the 8 area easily, not very easily because it was quite a tough one to see, but we have done the 8 area. These 4 cells will be part of these 4 cells, again easy to do that way. This one will be part of this one, this 3 will be part of this 3, and you have only one white area which has connected 6 cells white, and that is this area. So you can exactly mark these 6 cells in the gray area as well and form a region, right? This 2 cells will at least have this cell in common. No, I am sorry, I did a very utter mistake at the start itself, guys. One will have to go down, not the top. What a silly mistake I did. Even creating the puzzle I didn't see that way, and I did a very silly mistake here. So one actually will go to the bottom only, not the top. Let us see why. Because you need to have exactly 5 cells now, because 5 white cells are connected to each other and you don't have 5 grey cells. That was a really utter silly mistake. Sorry for the inconvenience, but you have now 4 white cells and 2 grey cells. And with that we complete this starting PR puzzle with the theme that you see is PR for the double choco. Let's go on with the second puzzle here. The second puzzle is quite tricky here because all the grey cells are only given. If you see here this 4, this cell cannot be part of the 3 because you will have 4 grey cells touching the white area. So this will be part of the 4. 1 will go only this way and 4 will only go this way. 3 will go only this way, right? Now if you see here, one of the interesting logic here is this 4 can go this way or this way, right? The moment this 4 goes this way, there is only one way the 4 can be fulfilled, is this way, right? Now what happens here is, in double choco puzzle, blocking one particular area is the most important logic you can see at any point of time. Now if you see here, you have exactly 7 cells here, and all these 7 cells will have to be part of the same region because there is only one way to get into the grey cells, but you have already 6 here, not possible, right? So this is one of the important logics to be seen in a double choco puzzle, which means this 4 will have to go this way. Just to see that way, it is quite difficult, right? And this cannot be part of the 3 because you will not have enough cells for the 3. And if you see, if you count the number of sum of the numbers here, you have exactly 9. 4 plus 2 plus 3 is 9, and there are exactly 9 cells here, so this 3 will have to go up. One more piece of logic here is the same logic again. This 3 will not be this way because again you will have the same blockage area of 7 cells going into the grey region. So which means this 3 will have to be this way. One more interesting logic here is this 3, wherever it goes, even this way, you will form an L of 4, right? And if this 3 goes up, you will have a form an L of 4, right? And if it goes up, you won't have exactly, see, so what happens here is you have exactly 3 more cells remaining, and you won't have exactly 6 cells for the grey area to be completed, right? So which means 3 will go this way, 2 will go this way, 3 will go this way, 4 will go this way, and with that we complete this second puzzle containing the numbers, right? So this is done, this is done. Again same way, this 4 cannot be the upper area, or in other words this 6 will have to be part of this white cell only, right? So which means this 4 will be part of this white cell, and there is only one way that can be fulfilled, is this. And if you see here now, 2 cells are remaining, exactly 2 gray cells will be extra out of the 6 here. So out of the 8, 6 will be taken by the gray cells and other 2 cells will be extra. Both of these cells cannot be different because then 6 cannot connect to the other whites. So this will be the white cell. There will be only one area of 2 cells and then the 6 is fulfilled now. So this puzzle is solved, and let's go with the last puzzle. This is one of my favorites double choco puzzle I have ever constructed. I have constructed very few, but this is a favorite one because the logic in this is really different. Let us see what is the logic here. So for the 9 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will be at least these 5 cells, right? Which means 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is done. The logic in this puzzle, the starting logic in this puzzle is quite difficult and tricky, but the starting logic in this puzzle is which area or which region can take this cell R1 C1. There is no such area that can take R1 C1 except 9. So if this is the area, let us assume one of these 4 cells, right? If it takes, you will have an L shape formed here. Whatever be this area, this cell will be taken by this gray cells using an L shape, and you don't have an L shape here in these 4 lines. Even if you extend this, you won't have exactly, so even if it takes by the 8, you will have 9 cells to form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the only possibility for the 9 for this cell to be taken by any area is 9, right? This is the way. Now if you see here, another piece of logic here is, so now you know that this cell is taken by 9, which means 9 will have an L shape forming 8 straight lines, 8 straight cells and 1 cell forming an L. The same thing, this thing. So 9 will be either this way or this way. So which means 9 will have 8 straight cells and 1 cell either will be this way or this way. Nice. Which means now 7 will have straight 7 cells, out of which 6 are this cells, 7 will be either this one or this one. 5 cells for the 6 now. Now if you see here, how can 7 be formed? This is one of the pure excellent logic, guys. So if you see the 7 here, 7 cannot have these straight cells because you will have only 6 cells possible and you will have one L formed, one bending here. And 7 cannot have a bending in the gray cells. So which means 7 will have to be these white cells only. One will be this way or this way. And for the 6 now, maximum will be, so for the 6 now, you cannot have a bending here, because you won't have a bending in these 6 straight white lines. So this will be the part of the 6, at least these cells, right? And if you see another piece of logic now, 8 is only possible having white cells here at the left portion. Let us draw the 5 here. You don't have 8 white cells here. Okay, 8 can still go up. Let us leave that for now. Okay. Another piece of logic now. Where can 9 go? 9 cannot be these cells because these white cells doesn't have a gray area, right? So 9 will go up. Okay, so we have formed the 9 here now, right? 9 is done. Now for the 5 here, you have a bending in such a way that let me show you. Let me show you that. Okay. Okay, so what happens if you have 8 at the top? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there a C channel, C shape possible in this white area? Not possible, right? So which means that 8 would have to be going towards the left only. So it will have to reach this white area, and you have 6 straight cells, right? And which means the only 6 straight cells touching the 8 gray area is these 6 straight cells. So which means this is the 8 now. So it can still be these cells or these cells, not sure. Right, for the 7 now, this is the area. This cannot be part of the 6, so this would have to be part of the 7. This would have to be part of the 9. Done, right? And for the 8 now, Okay, let us leave the 8. Let us see the 5. 5 have only one possible way, which has these 4 cells, right? So this cell is not part of the 5, so you have a separate region for that. This becomes the 5 now, this becomes the 8 now, right? This would have to be part of the 6 because there is no other gray cell touching that white cells. These 3 cells at least will go these 3 cells, right? So if this is an L here, this white cell gets standard, so this white cell goes this way, you form the different here. 4 white cells means these 4 white cells, because there is only one possible L shape here. This way, these 4 white cells, and with that we complete this double choco puzzle with ease. So this was a very tricky logic here. The one main tricky logic was R1 C1, and with that we complete these puzzles. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a really difficult puzzle genres here, 5 cells and double choco, but of course not for a 60-minute contest. But I hope you enjoyed my contest. If at all you enjoyed the video, please do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.